More than 3,300 years ago, on the banks of the Nile, rose a royal city carved out of the desert, Akhenaten. At its heart stood the palace of Pharaoh Akhenaten and his queen, whose beauty and power shaped an empire. Her name was Nefertiti, the beautiful one has come. But who was she? And what secrets does her legacy hold? As the sun rose over Akhenaten, its light gilded the sandstone temples and the palace's grand colonnades. On the carved walls, Nefertiti and Akhenaten were shown in eternal devotion, worshipping Aten, the radiant disk of the sun.
At dawn, the palace awakened. Queen Nefertiti, sovereign, began her day surrounded by servants and ladies in waiting. She wore flowing linen dresses, the finest in the two lands, and broad collars inlaid with carnelian, turquoise, and lapis lazuli, each stone a prayer to the gods. Fragrance of frankincense and lingered in the air, a sacred veil between the queen and mortal realm.
Nefertiti's beauty was legendary, but she was far more than just a royal consort. She was a queen, a priestess, and a ruler alongside Pharaoh Akhenaten. Together they defied tradition, replacing Egypt's ancient gods with the singular worship of the sun god, Aten.
Side by side, Akhenaten and Nefertiti ruled as equals. Nefertiti, radiant and powerful, bore the crown of a pharaoh, her image carved in stone not as consort, but as sovereign. Together, they built a new capital, Akhenaten, the horizon of the sun where temples stood open to the sky, and every prayer rose on Aten's rays. Nefertiti lived in the dazzling city of Amarna. Built by her husband to honor Aten, her palace was a masterpiece of art and architecture, sprawling halls adorned with gold, chambers lined with intricate lotus motifs, and lush gardens brimming with exotic flowers and sacred pools. Sunlight danced on the marble paths of Nefertiti's gardens, where fragrant lotuses and papyrus swayed in a gentle breeze. Fountains tinkled, sending sparkling sprays into the air, while birds filled the space with soft songs. Shaded pavilions offered quiet refuge, and every blossom, leaf, and stone whispered serenity amidst the palace's grandeur.
Queen Nefertiti strolled through the palace gardens, her daughters skipping at her side. Sunlight glinted on the fountains and painted the lotus blossoms gold. The air filled with the scent of flowers and the gentle songs of birds, a moment of pure joy and tenderness. For Queen Nefertiti, amidst the grandeur and weight of the throne, the moments spent with her daughters were more than simple leisure. They were essential to her heart and her legacy. In the palace, surrounded by servants, advisors, and the ever-watchful eyes of the court, Nefertiti's role as queen demanded perfection, strategy, and unyielding poise. She embraced the role that truly mattered, that of a mother. The court of Nefertiti was a place of refinement and devotion. Nobles, priests, and artisans all played their part in maintaining the divine order. In her presence, courtiers lower their gaze, priests whisper prayers, and even the air itself seems to still carrying the essence of a queen whose name means the beautiful one has come. In the heart of the palace, as dawn's first light spilled across the courtyards, the rituals of ancient Egypt, the priests in pure white linen moved in solemn procession, their shaved heads gleaming, their voices lifting sacred hymns to the gods. At sunset's flame, Nefertiti bathed in the dying sun. Behind her, Akhenaten prays, their love and faith and Aten's rays. In the vast ballroom of Queen Nefertiti's palace, the air shimmered with music and light. Painted columns rose high into the vaulted space, their tops open to the evening sky. Guests reclined at long, low tables, feasting on roasted duck, fresh tilapia, figs, and honeyed bread, their bronze cups brimming with sweet wine. Beyond the palace walls, life in Akhenaten flourished. Artisans carved stone reliefs of the royal family, and musicians filled the streets with melody. In the bustling marketplace of Amarna, merchants call out as they heap baskets with rich brown dates, their sweetness a treasure of the Nile Valley. Nearby, women gather around jewelry stalls, fingers brushing over strings of turquoise and carnelian, their eyes sparkling with delight. Others pause at the linen traders' tables, lifting folds of fine white fabric to the light, admiring its smooth weave. By the river's edge, fishermen display fresh tilapia, their silver scales glinting as the morning sun warms the stalls. Not far away, potters sit at their wheels, clay spinning beneath their hands, shaping jars and bowls that will soon carry grain, oil, and water into the homes of Akhenaten. The fate of Queen Nefertiti remains one of history's enduring mysteries. Once the radiant consort of Pharaoh Akhenaten, she wielded immense influence in the court of Akhenaten, guiding religion, art, and the lives of her people. Yet after a time, records of her vanish. Some say she may have ruled briefly as pharaoh in her own right, adopting a new name and authority. Others suggest she died young, her body lost to the sands of Egypt. Despite the uncertainty of her final days, Nefertiti's legacy endures. Her iconic bust, her artistic and religious influence, and the memory of a queen who embodied both beauty and power continue to captivate the world. A timeless reminder of a life that shaped an era and then quietly slipped into history's shadow. Today, all is left are crumbling stones beneath the sun, where once the queen's bright laughter spun. Empty halls and shattered walls,